What is a seemingly cheap hobby that quickly becomes very expensive to continue doing? Can I offer you a free horse? Home server. It starts with a spare computer, nothing too out of hand. Fishing for sure. One day you're fishing a 30 Walmart combo with a worm and bobber, and the next you're hucking tungsten jigs on a several $100 combo from your $1,000 fishing kayak. God help you if you're fly fishing or on the ocean. Fish keeping. 3D printing. You start off with an 100 ender 3 and 1 or 2 spools of basic filament, and before you know it you have 5 printers, and every possible colored filament in existence, because maybe one day you'll want to print something in shimmering burgundy or fucking light olive. Thrift shopping feels harmless until you start hunting for vintage treasures and suddenly you're dropping hundreds on rare finds and designer labels. It's a slippery slope of bargains and regret. All hobbies except the ones that are very expensive to begin with. Surfing. As a kid I had one board and walked to the beach. The only recurring expense was a bar of wax here and there if you couldn't mooch some off another guy in the lineup. Then, it's school or working and you can't afford a flat spell on your days off. So, it's Travel Kali, PR, Mex, Hawaii, Costa and Centro, but you can still get skunked. Plus now you need more boards for bigger waves, reef and point breaks, wetsuits, and so on. Next, on to Oz, Indo, Micronesia and elsewhere, looking for those fabled uncrowded consistent waves. You make decisions on where to live, so there's at least a chance of good surf at home, moving than having to work more to carry the increased COL living near the beach. And your wife, who is no longer the surfer girl you married, doesn't like the fact that you bail for a couple of weeks at a time to the tropics, so you teach the kids to surf, buy them equipment, and take them on trips. And after all that, and the thousands of dollars and countless hours you've spent, when you close your eyes you still see that one crystal day when you were 13, out in the water at 40th Cent with your best friend, the image of Reed steaming down the line, toes on the nose as you paddle back out for another wave, peeking up just over there. Crochet. It's cheap to buy a set of hooks and a ball of yarn to learn. But then you've spent hundreds of dollars on yarn you're never going to use because you have ADHD and you're already onto the next 500 newer and more fun hobbies. Cycling. Film photography. Back rubs. 17 years and 3 kids later. You can buy a decent harmonica for 40, but then you need a different key and another, probably all 12. Then some low-tuned ones, maybe special tunings. Then a mic and an amp. Then a better mic, another amp. Maybe you take lessons. Then you start going to jams and other people's gigs. Then, board gaming. It seems so innocent but can surprisingly be a very expensive hobby. Gardening. All of them. Every damn one. Because every hobby has a rabbit hole that can be very expensive to follow. Drinking. Painting. Knitting. Fountain pens. 150 pen and a 25 bottle of ink very quickly has spiraled into hundreds in ink and thousands in pens, and hundreds in notebooks and accessories.